Welcome to The Creative Present, a show that's dedicated to expanding your creative self-expression and at the same time, getting your projects done. And I'm your host, Joshua Townsend.
So this part has to do with the direction of focus. So you want to be able to take a creative impulse and then to direct it that matches to the baseline of your intention. So what that looks like is if I have a theme or something I'm working on or the name of a scene, I'm a big believer in naming scenes, giving it a name so you can reference it, like the breakup, the first date, the last date, the big fight, the job interview, etc., etc. And you have a focus and you have a direction and you have a baseline of intent. And then you start to improv or do your first draft or whatever your medium looks like. But that's the direction you're taking it. We need to be able to direct the focus of the creative impulse. So in other words, a creative impulse is going to come up and out. Yeah, that is the idea when you have a state of being and you're going to have some sort of creativity and you're going to be aware of an impulse. And an impulse is different than an idea. An idea is something that's cerebral. An idea is something that comes to you of like premeditated, or even if it's in the moment, it's an idea. It's not coming out of a lived experience or a lived noticing that has its foundation in the moment. Let's give it an example. Examples are really wonderful. So I have the intent, I have the baseline of the first date. So that's my baseline. And I want to direct this towards getting a second date, right? So that's my direction, is to make her fall in love with me, to make her want more, to make her want to get a second date with me. And so as I'm riffing, as I'm improving, as I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling, I have a creative impulse that starts to bubble up. And then because of where I want to go, I direct that towards getting what I want, getting my intention. So I could say, notice that she starts to spin one of the rings on her fingers, or she starts playing with a bracelet. And then I notice that, yeah? And so I have a creative impulse of going, wow, was that some sort of, birthday present? Was that a graduation present? By inviting something that's coming out of something that I'm noticing in the moment, or something that she does, like she bats her eyes, or she looks at me in a coquettish way and then turns away. And I notice a feeling that arises in me. And I go, wow, when you look at me like that, it really turns me on. That's on the nose, but it could go in a direction of that ilk. So that's the conscious, right? I'm consciously noticing something, and then I have an unconscious response to that, and then I want to be noticing the unconscious response, right? I want to notice that. So now the unconscious has become conscious, and then I can start to mold or play or use that towards, and this is the important part, the direction of my focus, which in this instance is to get the second date. So that's how you would work with number 4, which is direction of focus. And then that has to do with the creative impulse, having an intention, and making both conscious and working with both the conscious and the unconscious.
Thank you for listening. If you love what you're listening to, please subscribe and then share with fellow creatives. For more, go to joshuatownsend.com.